Long before the world knew its final battle, before the skies burned and the seas swallowed the land, there was a single wolf whose very existence filled the gods with dread. His name was Fenrir. Not because of what he had done, but because of what he was destined to become. In the world of Norse mythology, prophecy was never a distant possibility. It was a certainty, a shadow cast over every choice. And nowhere is that truth more haunting than in the tale of the Binding of Fenrir. This is a story of fear, betrayal, and the impossible struggle against fate itself. Let us step into the halls of Asgard, where even the gods trembled before a growing wolf. Fenrir was born to Loki, the cunning trickster, and the giantess Angraboda. Alongside him came two siblings equally feared: Jormungandr, the great serpent destined to encircle the world, and Hel, the ruler of the realm of the dead. Ancient seers foretold that these three children would one day bring rain upon the gods. Odin acted swiftly. The serpent was cast into the endless ocean. Hel was sent to govern the underworld. Fenrir alone remained. At first, he was only a cub. His thick grey fur rippled in the northern wind as he wandered freely through Asgard. But each sunrise brought astonishing growth. His shoulders climbed higher than those of horses. His paws struck the earth with the weight of boulders, and his yellow eyes watched the gods with unsettling intelligence. Soon, no one dared approach him. No one except Tyr. The god of justice fed the wolf with his own hands, speaking without fear. In time, Fenrir trusted him, perhaps believing that among the gods, there was at least one who saw him as more than a prophecy. But fear is difficult to silence. The gods whispered among themselves. They knew the legends. One day, this wolf would break free and devour Odin himself, so they chose to act first. Disguising their intentions as a contest of strength, they forged a mighty iron chain called Læding and challenged Fenrir to break it. The wolf grinned. With a single surge of muscle, the chain exploded into twisted fragments that rang across the valley. The gods applauded, though uneasily. Then they returned with an even heavier chain, Dromi, forged thicker and stronger than the first. Again, Fenrir accepted the challenge. He planted his massive paws into the frozen ground. Snow scattered into the air. His muscles tightened like coiled rope. With a deafening crack, Dromi shattered. Now the gods understood. Nothing crafted by ordinary hands could imprison him. Their last hope lay with the master dwarven smiths. Deep beneath the mountains, where furnaces glowed like captured stars, the dwarves fashioned a binding unlike any the world had ever seen. It was called Gleipnir. It looked less like a chain than a simple silken ribbon. Yet, its strength came from 6 impossible ingredients: the sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird. Things that could scarcely exist. That was precisely why no force could break it. When the gods presented Gleipnir, Fenrir's eyes narrowed. He sensed deceit. "If this ribbon is as strong as you claim," he said, "then one of you must place a hand inside my mouth until I am released." Silence fell. The gods glanced at one another. None wished to risk it. Only Tyr stepped forward. Without hesitation, he placed his right hand between the wolf's enormous jaws. Satisfied, Fenrir allowed the ribbon to be wrapped around him. He laughed. Surely, this delicate strip would tear apart like thread. He pulled. Nothing. He twisted with enough force to shake the heels. Still the ribbon held. The harder he struggled, the tighter Gleipnir embraced him. In that moment, Fenrir understood he had been betrayed. his jaws slammed shut. Tyr never flinched, though his hand was lost forever, a sacrifice made in honor of a promise the gods had already broken. Bound at last, Fenrir was chained to a great stone buried deep within the earth. A sword was forced between his jaws, holding them open. Foam poured endlessly from his mouth, forming a river set to flow across Midgard. Yet the gods found little comfort. For prophecy had not been defeated, it had only been delayed. The seers declared that when Ragnarok arrived, Fenrir would break even Gleipnir, race across the shattered world, and swallow Odin before meeting his own fate beneath the sword of Odin's son. The chain had restrained the wolf. It had never restrained destiny. Perhaps that is why this legend still echoes after 1,000 years. It reminds us that fear often creates the future it hopes to prevent, and that betrayal leaves wounds far deeper than iron chains ever could. So what do you believe? Was Fenrir born a monster, or did the fear of the gods forge him into one? Share your thoughts below. And until next time, remember, every voice carries a story. Every legend leaves an echo.